I know it's been a long while, but guess what? I'm back, I'm here, I am better than ever. I'm feeling good, I'm glowing. I'm just having a great time, you know? And so what better way to get back with the video than to have a death battle, you know what I'm saying? We are going to go react to Madara versus Aizen. We got the hardest nigga from Naruto versus one of probably the strongest people from Bleach. I haven't finished Bleach all the way through, so I can't even say, you know, how good is Aizen or not, but I heard he is kind of a badass. But you know I gotta go with my nigga Madara though, you know what I'm saying? We'll go through this, I'm gonna watch the first part, and if I think that Madara's gonna get clapped, then I'll change my mind. But if not, we're sticking with my nigga, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this reaction.
Madara Uchiha,
Gang.
the legendary messianic shinobi from Naruto.
Sosuke Aizen, the Soul Reaper who stood upon the heavens from Bleach.
We may dream of glory, but these two have the will to power to take it by force and claim a seat among the gods.
Okay.
They're the biggest, baddest anime bosses around, and not even death can stop them. Ghost versus zombie. Let's go. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Endless destruction, countless dead, a plot to conquer the planets. The ninja world was at war.
Best
For
arc.
the fourth time,
Best arc.
only one man could save humanity from itself, from beyond the grave.
The same man who orchestrated this war in the first place in order to end all wars forever.
Do you know how high this man's IQ gotta be and able to do this from literally the beginning? What's his name? Tricking Obito, you know, getting to make him make, what's it called? The Akatsuki and doing all this stuff. Going all the way up to this just to get to what he wants. And he almost succeeded. He really did. If it wasn't for Mike Guy, he would have had what he wanted, bro. He's been plotting this for his IQ was over 1,000, my guy.
Madara Uchiha.
From birth, war was the only thing the young Madara knew, and there was no ninja he liked fighting more than Hashirama Senju. They're basically ninja Romeo and Juliet.
Basically.
Belonging to opposing clans, Madara and Hashirama were forced to battle each other for years.
Hey, yo,
all
this
the
nigga
while
Madara only
dreaming of a
5'10",
better
bro.
future.
He taller
Their
than me, but
bromance
shit.
eventually overcame their clans' differences, and the two groups merged, creating the village of Konoha.
But Madara wasn't satisfied with Hashirama's dream of peace through cooperation. He desired an immortal peace through total domination.
Everyone else thought that was crazy, so he bounced, and then he came back to wage war against the village he helped build. Well, that didn't last long, huh?
Madara's megalomania was perhaps fated, considering he is in fact the reincarnation of the demigod Indra Otsutsuki and the inheritor of his immensely powerful chakra.
Basically physical and spiritual energy that makes ninja magic. Madara specializes in fire and wood style jutsus, which just seems irresponsible to put those together, like a gender reveal party waiting to happen.
His wood.
I thought Hashirama was the wood style. I knew he was fire. I didn't know he was wood also. That's actually really wild, bruh.
Wood is especially impressive, considering it's the only style of elemental jutsu that can create life.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Madara can even use his Gunbai to absorb ninjutsu and return it right back to sender. You know you're a badass when you can take on armies with just a friggin' fan.
Yes, bro.
Madara has torn apart hordes of ninja without breaking a sweat, taken a beating from every tailed beast at once, and even defeated the 5 Kage, some of the strongest shinobi in the world.
The Raikages even stated to be fast enough to move at light speed, and even weaker ninja like Orochimaru have dodged literal photon beams.
But Madara's greatest tool is the one born from his very bloodline, the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. These magical eyes massively enhance his perception down to the cellular level, allowing him to predict movements, see the flow of chakra, and summon the mighty perfect Susanoo.
The Sharingan can also cast a genjutsu that'll trap anyone that looks at it in an illusion, and even—
Hey, bro, is the Sharingan like the finest like KK Genkai they got, bro? It's pretty tough. It's pretty OP, bro. Like, what's the more OP KK Genkai? Let me know.
break them out of those same illusions.
In Sasuke's case, even ones as strong as Itachi's Tsukuyomi, which can warp your perception of time. Itachi used it on a fellow Uchiha and made her live out her entire life in the span of 1/100th of 1/1000th of 1/1 millionth of a second.
And when she died in the illusion, she died for real. If Sasuke could break out of it,
honestly,
Madara could too, easily.
If
And after grafting some of Hashirama's cells onto himself, he
would always have a piece of his Romeo
Mara,
inside him.
That's
This
why
is
he had
my
to die.
ship, Wiz.
Because
Stop
he would
looking
have
at me
fucked
like
that
that.
nigga up.
he not only gained a healing factor strong enough to regenerate from having half his body vaporized, but also the terrifying Rinnegan.
AKA the big chungus of all eye magic. The ringy eyes let Madara absorb chakra and ninjutsu, create invisible limbo clones, see and remove your soul from your body, and summon giant-ass meteors, as if he needed any more fucking powers.
While the Rinnegan lacks some of the Sharingan's unique abilities, he can switch between them at will.
After tearing the ninja world a new asshole, Madara was finally defeated in a climactic battle for the ages by his BFF, and thus the life of a legendary shinobi came to an end in the arms of his one true love. Or did it?
All right, this is gonna get pretty crazy, but just bear with me.
Yeah, it's
During
really
the defeating
weird, bro.
battle, Madara set a time-delayed jutsu that would posthumously rewrite reality and bring him back to life. And it worked! So Madara tricked another Uchiha, Obito, into witnessing his best friend murdering his other best friend. Then he tasked Obito with manipulating the world into another war. Meanwhile, he gave his own Rinnegan to Nagato with the goal of getting it back after he was brought back to life the second time with the outer path because he died again. Make sense?
Nah, that'll never work.
You're right, it didn't! So Obito went out and got the Rinnegan back from Nagato's corpse, because he died. Then Kabuto brought Madara back to life, and he got his eyes back from Obito after some backstabbing. Then he sealed the awakened Ten Tails within himself in order to gain ultimate power and create the world's greatest nap time ever!
Look what you people have done to him. You'd think Ten Tails' power would be awesome, but those stinky 8 balls of doom are so lame.
Don't
got-
let their
he
size
almost got
fool you.
clapped by a
These
guy
truth-seeking
sensei, so
orbs
I
are in
don't know,
another
man.
league. The Ten Tails is strong enough to wipe continents off the map, and the orbs can be shaped into weapons that will completely disintegrate anything they come into contact with. Not even ninja resurrected through Edo Tensei like Minato could regenerate limbs lost to the truth-seeking orbs, which means they had to erase his literal spirit itself.
Madara's power was so insane he was considered comparable to the original Sage of Six Paths, the dude who helped create the friggin' moon.
And when Madara created meteors, they were large enough to show up against the curvature of the Earth. Measuring their size and estimating the height at which Madara lifted them, they'd have to possess a potential energy of at least 372.
Bro, one thing that's really like ridiculous to me is like these niggas actually do math in this shit, bro. Like these niggas really sit here and do the math to figure it out, bro. That's some dedication, cause Lord knows I would not do that shit. And I'm an engineer, bro. I'm not doing this, bro. Not for y'all niggas. I'm sorry, bro. Y'all just gonna have to think about it, figure it out.
Petatons of TNT.
He was even fast enough to keep up with 8 Gates Guy, who kicked hard enough to bend space. Madara even has an attack where he hawks light speed loogies.
Considering even base Madara has displayed speeds on par with Light Timing Ninja, we know Ten Tails Madara would have to be significantly faster thanks to the Ten Tails' power.
With virtually no one left to oppose him, Madara's plot was finally in the endgame. He awakened the Rin Sharingan, and with the God Tree summoned, he cast the infinite Tsukuyomi, spreading the tree's roots across the entire planet and capturing every single person in the world. This would enslave all of humanity in an endless dream world, free of conflict forever. Peace through total domination.
Manipulating this tree with his chakra would have involved physically spreading its roots through and around the entire Earth in mere moments. Estimating the tree's mass and the speed at which the roots were moved, his chakra must have released an energy exceeding 1 yotaton of TNT.
And this was with just one.
This nigga said 1 yotaton of energy, bruh. You know how strong that nigga Yoda is? For that to be like even a name within this? Madara's a god.
Jutsu. Is
Madara's
there a
god.
character
There's
that
no
could
way Aizen
possibly
beat this nigga,
even
man.
touch Madara Uchiha?
Kishimoto himself didn't even know. Madara's power was so overwhelming, the only thing that could take him down was treachery.
Even the man with the magic eyes couldn't see that coming.
All that was left was his old friend Hashirama, there to comfort him in his final moments.
Just like Romeo and Juliet. For never was there a story of more woe than this of Hashirama and his Madabro. I read it in iambic pentameter.
Is there a gas leak in here?
Now the real fun begins.
The Soul Society was in chaos. One of its leading Shinigami was set to be executed under suspicious circumstances.
See, I really gotta pay
A band of
attention to this
humans
now,
from the
'cause I
living
don't know
world had
much about
invaded to
Bleach.
save her, and Sosuke Aizen, captain of the 5th Division of the Gotei 13, was dead, murdered.
What dastardly
got past
mastermind
that
could
part,
have
though,
been
so I do know
behind
he
all
kept
this?
up on
He'd
this.
have to be a galaxy-brained 5D chess master.
The man responsible was, in fact, Sosuke Aizen.
Little is known about the man's past, only that he isn't a man, a human man, but a soul reaper.
Oh.
These Shinigami are spiritual beings who ferry lost souls to the afterlife and purify those who have turned evil in the living world.
They're badass anime wizard Grim Reaper swordsmen. Though Aizen himself was hardly that cool. I mean, just look at those glasses. Dork.
But this Clark Kent was harboring a secret. Aizen had spent years attempting to develop the means to ultimate power, ruining the lives of many of his colleagues via his twisted experiments.
Oh, so when Aizen does it, he's a supervillain, but when you do it to me, it's shut the hell up, Boomstick. You're under NDA and I know about the stuff you've done.
As a Shinigami, Aizen's body is made of Reishi, being spirit matter,
Reishi.
and empowered by Ryoku, being spirit energy. Entities made of Reishi are completely invisible to anyone without specific supernatural awareness, though a Shinigami's body is still tangible and can be damaged normally.
And with his Ryoku energy, Aizen can create incredibly powerful blasts. He's so strong, weaker beings will literally disintegrate if they get too close to him.
This is due to
What?
his Reiatsu, a localized spiritual pressure exerted as a result of his enormous power.
He also knows tons of Keto, or spells. He can create force fields, bend the light around him to make him impossible to detect, fire concentrated bolts of lightning, and absorb the energy from his surroundings to make giant-ass energy dragons.
Perhaps his deadliest Keto is Kurohitsugi. After an extensive incantation, Aizen surrounds his target in an enormous black coffin that distorts space and time and tears its victims apart.
Aizen's plotting finally came to fruition during the invasion of the Soul Society, where he faked his death using his greatest weapon, his Zanpakuto, Kyoka Suigetsu.
A Shinigami Zanpakuto is a magical sword that possesses a sentient spirit. Kyoka Suigetsu gives Aizen complete control over his victim's senses the instant they lay eyes on the sword. This complete
So this is basically his sword, or what do you say it was? Zanpakuto is basically a Sharingan type shit, bro. Like, if you look at him, then everybody's senses is fucked up, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He might got Madara, bro. That's tough.
hypnosis traps its victims in a nearly perfect
Niggas
illusion that
obliterate
Aizen can manipulate
if
at
they get
will,
too close to this
making
nigga,
himself
if they're
virtually
weak enough,
immune
bro.
to attacks while his opponents are sitting ducks.
It's so strong that it kept a group of ex-Soul Reapers known as the Visor trapped for over 100 years without them even knowing it. It's one of the most broken powers ever and the definition of anime bullshit.
So it's hit
But it was all worth it when he perfected his ultimate creation, the Hogyoku, an immensely powerful reality-warping device that, quote, materializes the user's wishes.
In Aizen's case, it realized his desire to become the strongest being in the universe. With it, he can heal any of his wounds, even when half his body is vaporized. And more importantly, it exponentially
that too, though.
increases his power over time through evolution by turning him into a horrifying butterfly monster man.
A being eventually strong enough to dethrone and replace the Soul King.
Bro, do y'all see that? Look at this. Bro, what?
Deity that controls the cosmic balance. Even a minor disruption to the Soul King's influence led to the three worlds of Earth, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo to start physically collapsing.
That it implied that the Soul King has to be outputting enough energy to hold all these places together at all times.
Considering each should be roughly the same size, this would require an energy of over 140 zetatons of TNT.
As it
All right, this nigga said 140 zetatons. You know how strong Zeno is? From Dragon Ball Super? Is that where he's from? I think so. Bro, one snap of a finger, he destroys the universe. This nigga won. This nigga won, bro. I'm sorry, a Yoda-ton versus a Zeno-ton, bro, is over.
is powerful enough to vaporize mountains as a side effect of a sword swing. His casual energy blasts can disintegrate huge chunks of the earth, and he can take on armies with just his Ryatsu alone.
He even defeated the rest of the Gotei 13 without so much as breaking a sweat.
So he should be way stronger than Soul Society heavy hitters like Kenpachi, who sliced this 120-kilometer wide asteroid to pieces.
That's roughly the width of Great Britain. An asteroid of this size would have to carry a kinetic energy of at least 44 petatons of TNT.
And Aizen was so badass, he literally transcended other Shinigami in power. He was in a whole other dimension from the rest of them.
Until he fought Ichigo Kurosaki.
The battle we've all been waiting for. Way before this, in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning. And by this point, after all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell,
With Fundrise, the same kind of real estate investments that have powered the world's strongest portfolios for decades.
even weaker characters like, by this point, after all his power boosts, Society arc, Ichigo.
Hold on, what's the name?
The battle we've all been waiting for. Way before this, in the Soul Society arc, Ichigo was already as fast as lightning.
How the fuck
And
do I
by
be
this point,
faster than
after
lightning?
all his power boosts, he'd even be faster than light. Hell, even weaker characters like this lady can dodge light beams.
Though their fight was epic, Ichigo had transcended the Shinigami as well, and even Aizen himself. Feeding upon his insecurities, the Hogyoku abandoned Aizen, who was quickly defeated and imprisoned within the bottommost level of the Soul Society's prison. Aizen was left alone. His great power he sacrificed so much to achieve was gone forever.
Damn.
Or was it?
Oh my god.
Somehow he ended up getting even stronger than before. But what made him so strong? Could it be the chair?
It's not the chair. It could theoretically be due to the chair's restraints keeping his Reiatsu from properly releasing, building it up within him until he was stronger in base than he was at his previous max.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's definitely the chair. And, since the chair could still hold him after he got stronger, wouldn't that make it even stronger than him? Even stronger than the Soul King? All hail the mighty Chair-sama, most powerful being in all of Bleach.
He's making sense.
He even managed to hold his own against the Quincy warlord Uchiha, who absorbed the power of the Soul King himself. He even used Kyoka Soigetsu to trick him, and Yuha's a dude who can literally see every possible future all at the same time. All according to Keikaku, bitches!
And after standing among the gods themselves, Aizen returned to captivity and pondered the meaning of his existence.
Bruh.
Even trapped in a prison, sealed off in a different dimension with a 20,000-year sentence, he remains the most dangerous being in the world.
Who knows what schemes are brewing behind those cold, calculating eyes?
So he's
no
still alive.
compassion, no empathy, only the drive for power.
No one has ever stood at the top. Neither you nor me. From now on, I alone will stand at the top.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you want the confidence of an anime supervillain, check out Blue Chew.
This episode is brought
Yeah. Blue Chew, Blue Chew.
Those other guys,
licensed medical provider.
which means no more
Chew any time
benefit from
you.
that's
Details and important.
for
Alright guys, I want Madara to win, but this nigga Aizen sound kind of tough, bro. Like, he sound kind of OP. I'm not gonna hold you, but hey guys, let's go ahead and figure it out who it is. I'm voting for Madara, but he looks like the underdog in this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's go ahead and figure this out.
You can see me.
I can see everything.
Of course my nigga can see you, nigga. Oh, he took off the glass. Oh!
Did you see that?
Alright, yeah, if this nigga didn't even see that shit, it's over. Madara, GG's, bro. Yeah. Oh shit.
Drown in despair!
Oh my god, that shit shattered.
I would expect nothing more from a human.
What? Yes, sir!
Parlor tricks.
Don't fuck with him! Don't fuck with him!
Follow yourself.
Don't fuck with him! Get off the hill. Oh my god. Damn, Madara ain't got no more transformation. Oh my god, let's go!
Hado 99! Goryu Tenmetsu!
What the fuck? Take these niggas out! Take these niggas out! Okay.
I love it! The thrill of battle, the pounding of my heart, the taste of my own blood. I love it!
You can't beat a baby! You can't beat a baby! Oh, they both made me fun now. They both made me fun.
You almost had me there, you tricky bat.
I just want you to know Madara died right there. Just because he said that, he died. I was rooting for you, but...
Nothing escapes my illusions, human. Know your place.
What a wonderful dance.
I can't tell what's real anymore. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Don't play with me, nigga. You already know how we coming, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing, man. Come on now. Now let's explain why he won. Go ahead. Boomstick, other guy, explain it.
Of course Madara won! He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once.
I told
Aizen
you,
and
bro,
Madara
it's
were
IQ,
extremely
man.
evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku, and both ended up being roughly as fast as each other.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even.
Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
While Soul Reapers like
Simple.
Aizen may be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
Both Chakra and Rare Yoku utilize spirit energy and operated
I'm so
in
happy,
similar
man.
ways,
Come on
being
now.
formed into attacks like ninjutsu and Kido.
Come on,
That
man.
meant that Madara's ability to absorb ninjutsu allowed him to nullify the vast majority of Aizen's range attacks, and even dispel his force fields.
And despite how OP Aizen's complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful as Itachi's Tsukuyomi. And since Madara can switch between the Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Aizen's illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time,
Come on
it was
now.
only inevitable that Madara would be able to quickly break out.
However, the same couldn't be said for Aizen, who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create.
Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters summoned by the Rinnegan, kept Aizen constantly on the back foot.
But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything, except for those pesky 8 balls of doom.
Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being.
Since Aizen lacked the ability to do the same irreversible damage to Madara, the ghost of the Uchiha had exactly what he needed to put this actual ghost down for good.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush the ex-Shinigami.
Sosuke should have kept his Aizen the prize.
Hey.
And
Do you feel any shame at all?
That was a good pun.
moderately. Ha! Double pun. Suck it, Wiz.
The winner is Madara Uchiha.
Hey! Come on, guys. You already knew what it was. When I come back on YouTube, I'm always right 100% of the time, bro. What a way to come back, bro. I take dubs. I take dubs, guys. Come on, bro. Y'all knew this. Y'all knew this, man. If y'all thought that Aizen was going to win, y'all go ahead and drop an L on y'all's in the comments now. Well, y'all can go ahead and do that now. I had hope for my mans, bro. Dubs in the chat, bro. I told you, his IQ is too crazy, bro. This man spent millennia. I don't know how long he spent. What? Thousands of years, maybe hundreds, trying to figure out how to get back to life, bro. Aizen ain't do that shit. He is not like that, bro. He is not like that. But yo, if y'all enjoyed this video, man, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to comment down below what you want me to react to next. And don't forget to subscribe to the gang because we are on the way to 10K. So without further ado, man, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.